This is part of a series of events for Royal Television Society called The Anatomy of a Hit. Line of Duty is a perfect fit. It started in 2012 on BBC Two and took off. So I'm going to start with you, Jed, so we can learn when it became a germ of an idea.
Well, that was something that started quite a long time before it actually got on air. We kind of were maintaining a conversation about doing some kind of police series. And that then led to the idea of doing something about police corruption, and then after that it was really about what form it would take. And those were all decisions where I would describe it as being a kind of evolutionary process. There wasn't a point where it was something which just arrived fully formed.
What was the big challenge after you decided on the series and he was there to write it, Simon?
Getting the BBC to commission it. Yeah, I mean,
they were your first port of call.
Yeah, I mean, broadly, we went in. I felt it was a very strong pitch, but it wasn't a great time for drama. Certainly during the particular time we were going in to talk to the BBC, drama was seen at best as a lost leader by the broadcasters. So we knew we had a challenge on our hands. We went in and we were talking to the head of drama, Ben Stevenson, at the time, and what was clear was that he was immediately sold on an idea of doing something that was about the police as opposed to just a crime show that was a detective and a dead body.
I was immediately drawn to it when it was transmitted, and then Jed got in touch. It was the moral ambiguity of the characters. It was so fascinating to me, but it was marrying that to this brilliant thriller shape over 6 hours and sustaining those twists and turns. I don't know anyone who does it as well as Jed, really.
How did they sell it to you?
It didn't sell it to me at all. I went for an audition and I met with a couple of really nice guys. And, you know, we talked about it and talked about the character. And I said, well, you know, a lot of guys who had worked in counterintelligence and stuff like that in Northern Ireland in the 70s and 80s made their way across into mainstream UK police forces. But to be a head of a unit like AC-12, you know, it probably would have, you know, been useful to be someone who was on the outside of things.
In creating the character, I mean, it's just all those expressions of yours that, like Mother of God.
Yeah.
Were they in the original script, or have you enhanced scripts?
Well, I think both Jed and I have kind of, you know, Jed's got a great ear for what's going on on the street, and you know, listening to what people are saying, and these things creep in, and I kind of add a little bit here and there, and we kind of tease it out between us, and you know, it's just developed.
With Series 1, I did a bit of research. You know, I read material about real policing, and then since then we've had advisors who've been really helpful.
Has anything surprised you that they've advised?
We had a sequence in Series 4 where a police officer tampered with evidence. So I'd assumed that was that the evidence room had security cameras fitted, so coppers can't fiddle with evidence. No. So it was like, I was thinking, hang on. Seriously, you don't have... No, because there are no members of the public in an evidence room, and it's we're workers entitled to our privacy.
Adrian, do you worry that you're commissioned 2 more series, aren't you? Do you worry that it's your turn to be a bent copper?
Every morning. Every morning. Yeah, no, definitely, no, that is a worry. But I don't think Jed's going to get rid of Ted just yet.
As we talked about earlier, Jed's a showrunner in the US sense, and in a way that very few writers are in this country, where there's an attention to detail that starts with the writing but goes right through to the delivery of the show to the broadcaster. The fact that Jed has stayed absolutely and totally committed to Line of Duty has kept the standard of the show right up there.
Bravo.
I think what's wonderful about it is that you make it look so effortless, and that any of us could sit here and do the same thing.
Thanks, Dan.
Simon, thank you. Priscilla, thank you. Adrian, thank you. Jed, thank you. What a fantastic evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.